What is up, everybody? Zach from Red Chronicles. Today we're going to be relocating the kickstand sensor on the Husqvarna 701. Seen a lot of horror stories about this sensor going out in the middle of nowhere, so people can't run their bikes, get out of where they're at. Some guys carry a magnet with them, some guys carry a dongle with them. I'm just going to wind up strapping a magnet to the sensor itself and relocating the sensor to underneath the seat so it's accessible. So I hope this video helps you guys out, and we'll get right into it. So coming on the right side of the bike here, if you look under the kickstand, right in here is the sensor we're talking about that we're going to be relocating. So it's got a Torx bit, and then it's got 3 little clips. So we'll go ahead and we'll get that taken off. And this is a T20. And it just pops off from there. All right, then we'll go around to the other side of the bike. So once you have that sensor popped off, the next thing you're gonna wanna do is take your seat off. So a little black cord back here should pop the seat up. And then you got your 1 clip here and your 1 clip here. And then the seat will just kind of pull back towards you a little bit and pop right off. Okay, so the next step to get this guy loosened up is gonna be getting some of the zip ties cut. So right above the chain, you could see there's one right there. And then if you go up, there's one here. And then up a little bit further, there's one here. And that should give us enough slack to reroute this up here into the battery compartment. Okay, so looking at the way this thing has to travel, what I'm gonna do is this is the plug right here that goes to it. So I'm just gonna unplug this plug, and I think we'll be able to get this plug down faster, and then we'll just drop it down from the top. So this is the plug we're talking about here. We're gonna have to push this down with a Phillips, and then we should be able to pop it off. Push it up with the Phillips, rather. All right, and there's that. So now we'll just take this the speed sensor. We will drop this down. And plug it back in. All right, so dropped it down through the top, got it plugged back in. I'm gonna run a zip tie here just to keep the tension off the plug itself. All right, so we got plug back in right here and then zip tied down so we're not getting any torque pulled on the plug as the bike moves. So original plan of just using a magnet didn't work. I don't know if it's the magnet I'm using or why it didn't work, but it didn't. So we're gonna pull the piece off the kickstand and then shrink wrap that to the sensor. So go back under the bike. And then right here, you can see this. This is a T30. So we'll go ahead and pull this off. All right, and we're back. Finally troubleshot this. So this magnet's super picky. So in order for it to work, this magnet, and a regular magnet I was using did not work. So this magnet has to be up in that corner. So it'll be the opposite corner of where your wires are coming in, right up here. And if you put it there, it'll work. All right, guys, so now that we know this works reliably, I'm gonna go ahead and just chop at this cut right here so I can shrink wrap it in there better and just make it a little bit more sturdy in there when it's electrical taped and all that. A little overkill, but it'll work. All right, so didn't quite cut it enough still, so what I'm gonna do is I'm literally gonna make this flat. I'm gonna cut this edge right here and just make it so it's just the flat part. All right, now that we got that chopped nice and flat, we'll go ahead and secure it to the sensor. I'm gonna use some electrical tape first just to hold it in place, and then we'll shrink wrap around the whole thing. So again, just make sure you're putting that up in that corner there. And then what I've done here is I cable tied, got these twist cables, the clutch. So now I can turn the bike on and it should just start. So in gear. So now that we know this magnet's in a good spot, I'm gonna go ahead and shrink wrap around that electrical tape I did. Whole thing. Probably wind up cutting this a little bit more afterwards, but give this guy a little snip just to clean it up. And I have a couple wires coming out of the thing up to the front of the bike for a USB. So I'm just gonna clip this kind of over here, zip tie this over here. I don't know if it's a strong magnet, but just keep it away kind of from any of the electronics as much as we can. No one else has had an issue, but it doesn't hurt to keep it away, so I'll zip tie it right there. All right, now we got that sensor and that magnet just tucked right up there so it's out of the way. Good under here, so we'll go ahead and we'll get the seat put back on and then fire it up one more time to make sure it works. So to get the seat back on, it's just the reverse. Start kind of right here, push it forward a little bit. That back will lock into place, and then these two side pieces will lock into place. Go ahead and pull this off. We're good to go. All right, last thing we got to do is get the sprocket cover put back on, so just the opposite of what we did when we took it off. Again, I don't even know that you guys needed to do this. I more did it to show you guys the routing, but might help you get that stuff through. All right, guys, and that's it. Got that sensor and magnet relocated in a safe place under the seat. Know how to troubleshoot it if we need it, and hopefully that'll keep us and you from getting stranded. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. All the support and help is appreciated, and you guys have a wonderful day.